We're gearing up for our 1-year anniversary, and the journey has been incredible. East Coast Hour has been dedicated to showcasing the best of Atlantic Canada's music scene, bringing you music videos, artist news, and the latest performances that are happening across the region. Now in this episode, we're shining a light on both new and experienced East Coast artists, sharing their talent with longtime fans and new listeners alike. So hit that subscribe button, spread the word, and join me as we celebrate the heart and soul of East Coast music right here on East Coast Hour.
Any less I need to address this garbage can filled to the brim, taking out the trash time and time again. Finish this chapter, let a new one in. I see no drama pass me by, from passions to days of our lives. Got this handled, time to close the door. Alone, don't feel lonely anymore.
We're such clumsy little creatures. Isn't that part of our charm? Flying, falling, winning, losing, accidentally causing harm.
I see no drama pass me by, from passions to days of our lives. Got this handled, time to close the door. Alone, don't feel lonely anymore. Some days it feels like you're walking with two left feet.
I was walking backwards when I met you.
Well, you know, sometimes I can't get out of my own way.
Well, that's why I always stand in front of you.
Yes, you do.
Here's a little bit of good news. Where there's a will, there's always a way.
Get up out of bed, change that garbage can, and start a new chapter today. I see no drama pass me by, from passions to days of our lives. Got this handled, time to close the door. Alone, don't feel lonely anymore.
That was Andre Petipa and Leah Sampson with a brand new song called Garbage Can on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Woodrow. Brand new release from the pair. It was written by both Andre and Leah and recorded at Sundance Saloon here in Nova Scotia. Now welcome to episode number 49. In this episode, we have new to East Coast Hour music videos, as well as some East Coast Hour favorites. Catch your choice for Viewer's Pick of the Week on this episode. We're going to be checking in on somebody who's not necessarily musical, but they have a venture here in Nova Scotia that they're trying to get off the ground, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. We're going to be talking to Saltwater Sean coming up in this episode. Also going to be catching up on Cabin Fever, the latest in the concert series that's taking place. Who are those next performers? We'll be checking that out. And also some upcoming events that are happening on the East Coast music scene. Now let's continue with our next video. Here is Sasha Brideau with Don't on East Coast Hour with Chuck. That was Sasha Brideau with Don't on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already done so, please click on subscribe. Invite you to like and comment on this episode. Love to hear from you and get your ideas and your thoughts about how we could improve East Coast Hour for you, the viewer. Now, all week long, you've been voting for your viewer's pick of the week, and it is time to announce that winner. We had 3 great choices throughout this past week that you selected from. Right now, here is this week's viewer's pick of the week. It is Jackie Putnam and Matt Balsor with I'm Leaving You Now on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
When I said I do, we were young, we thought it was love. Why does love have to hurt so bad? Why do you always gotta bring me down? We're tired of living this life we've had, so I'm leaving and I'm leaving you now. We have tried so many times to keep together what we thought was love. It's plain to see and now I realize what we had just wasn't enough. Why does love have to hurt so bad? Why do you always gotta bring me down? We're tired of living this life we've had, so I'm leaving and I'm leaving you that little thing we thought was love. It's the last that you'll see me cry. It wasn't meant for the two of us. Why does love have to hurt so bad? Why do you always gotta bring me down? We're tired of living this life we've had, so I'm leaving and I'm leaving you now. Why does love have to hurt so bad? Why do you always gotta bring me down? Tired of living this life I've had, so I'm leaving and I'm leaving you now.
That was Jackie Putnam and Matt Balsor with I'm Leaving You Now, this week's viewer's pick of the week here on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. That was your choice for this past week. I post up a link and I get you to vote for which of the 3 videos that you might like to see. We have a brand new grouping of 3 videos for you to choose from. So please go to the description section below, copy and paste that link, put it into another browser, and then cast your vote as to who you might like to win for next week's Viewer's Pick of the Week. I'll also post the link in both my personal and East Coast Hour Facebook sites. So please, vote, vote, vote. Vote as many times as you want. And these individual artists, share it with your fan base. Get them to vote for you as well. Now, I happened to catch on Instagram a video of a gentleman here in Nova Scotia who is on a little bit of a venture. He has a goal in mind, and he is trying to do his best to make his way onto Survivor. And as some of you may know, I was actively involved in the reality TV realm for a number of years. I've actually interviewed contestants from Survivor, Amazing Race, and Big Brother, both Canada and US, and had the fortune of going to the Big Brother finale a few different times and being in the Big Brother house. But when I saw this video of someone trying to get on Survivor, I thought, well, I have a platform. Let's help them out. So with me on the show right now is Sean McMullen, better known as Saltwater Sean, and he's going to explain to us a little bit about what he's up to. And I led off the lead into this interview with kind of my involvement with some reality TV shows. but we're going to talk about specifically what Sean is attempting to do. Sean, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here and to be asked. And yeah, I love talking about what I get to do.
Yeah, so let's first of all, I mean, let's highlight for everyone, you're making an attempt right now to get on the CBS show Survivor.
Yes,
And
I am.
is this
Yes.
your first time trying out for it?
This is my second time applying for it. The first time I recorded a video of me walking up a river in Bedford, Nova Scotia in my wetsuit and saying, "Hey, Jeff, I really think I'd be a good fit." I thought it was unique enough that, like, hey, this guy's in a river sending his application tape in. And then I didn't hear back on that one. And then I applied again this year, right on Christmas Eve, actually, Christmas Eve day. My brother and I were talking about Survivor after a family brunch, and Matt was like, "You should just apply again." And so we went outside his house. It was snowing, and I just filmed like a one take shot where I just thought made a case in like 50 seconds why I think I should be on Survivor. Hey Jeff, my name is Sean McMullen. I live in Halifax, Nova Scotia on the east coast of Canada. I'm applying to be on Survivor. I feel like I can bring my Canadianness to the game, my love of adventure, my love of competition, and I feel like I can get along with a lot of people while also maybe creating alliances on the side. Please consider this video for an application to be on the show. I've been watching Survivor since I was 15 years old, and I sent that into CBS, and then I shared it online on all my platforms and started getting a lot of attention saying, "I would watch Survivor, Sean, if you were on it." So I'm hoping. I don't know what the application process looks like, and I know they don't have too many Canadians on the show, let alone an East Coaster. So I think it'd be cool if I made it on.
Yeah, I mean, our fingers are crossed for you. So you read up some of the rules, trying to figure out what it is that they're looking for in
Yep.
those audition tapes, and
Yes,
basically you're short-lived, very much to the point, no flashiness is
that's right.
what they're looking for.
Yeah, Jeff has often said on the end of the show, they just want to see you. He always says that they just want to see what you're like and don't make it overproduced. They just want to have a raw video of you talking about why you want to be on the show. So that's what I did. I didn't, my first one was maybe too much like, oh, I'm in the water, I'm in a wetsuit. I thought that was kind of cool, but this one was more, I'm in my sweater and my toque and it's snowing out and I'm just making my case for why I should be on the show.
So let's talk about, first of all, why you think you would be a good choice.
Well, it goes back a little bit. I've been watching Survivor since it first came out back in 2000, and I loved the show back then. And I used to like play it with my brothers and my friends in our living room growing up. And I always just felt like that if I was able to get on the show, that I'm good with people. I'm good with dealing with different personalities, and I love adventure, and I love the idea of alliances and secret alliances and stuff like that, and treating it like a game. Yeah, there's people involved, and but the ones who've like really figured out the game, like figured it out, treat it like a game, and you try to like be kind, but you also have to. I don't know. It's kind of like a chess game, and so I just thought that, with my passion for the water, like what I do in my day to day as saltwater Sean, as a diver and cleaning up the water and looking for stuff, I feel like that would help me like look for clues, hidden immunity idols. That would be neat. And just, I love being out in nature and in the elements too. I'm not really fazed by any of that. So I just thought, no, I feel like I would be a good strategic player on the show and could make friends easily and get into an alliance pretty quickly, but not try to be like the leader. Like I've watched a lot of the show and read a lot of the game theory around it. So that would be like that's kind of my case.
Yeah. So you mentioned already, you talked about your other social media platforms, and
Yeah.
we've talked about the fact that you're actually known as Saltwater Sean.
Yeah.
I've watched a number of your videos and I find them really intriguing. I mean, really, we're watching you going through the water, you're picking up items and you're cleaning up things, but it's intriguing to see kind of what are you going to find next. Um,
Yes.
and so talk to us a little bit about kind of how did you get started with that?
Yeah, well, the saltwater Sean thing is a childhood passion that came back during the pandemic. In the early days of the pandemic in May 2020, I was at home alone, home like not doing too much. Everyone was in our houses, and I needed something to do. I could only walk around my block so many times, And so I was like, well, I went and got a wetsuit and some fins and my mask. And I went swimming. I went snorkeling in the northwest arm of Halifax and just found some bottles and remembered, oh, I loved doing this from when I was a kid. I really enjoyed doing this. And so I started just sharing my adventures with photos online, which led to videos, making YouTube videos, which then got some virality. Then I made it on the news, and then a lot of people started paying attention to what I'm doing, and then it took on a life of its own.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking up, your YouTube has over 31,000 subscribers. On Facebook, you've got over 40,000. TikTok, 169,000 followers, and 106,000 on Instagram. So
Yeah.
A lot of people are very interested in what you're doing.
It's very interesting to me. I'm still a bit humbled by it all, because I would still do this if no one was paying attention to it. So, yeah.
So how can people help?
How can people help for getting on Survivor?
Yeah, to get you on Survivor.
Well, they can go, see my post, my audition, leave a comment, share it, tag Jeff Probst on any social platforms, tag CBS. That would help a lot. Follow and subscribe to all my channels and platforms to increase awareness. It'd be cool to have a Maritimer on Survivor. We've never had one, I don't believe. I know there have been some on Big Brother and other shows and Amazing Race, but I don't think we've ever had a Maritime boy on Survivor.
Well, we'll do what we can, and thank you so much. And I want to point out, typically on East Coast Hour, we're really trying to highlight musicians and what they're up to and their performances and their backgrounds and the people that kind of have influenced them. And we're not really doing that in this particular interview. However, I think if I saw correctly, did I see you playing a little bit of guitar?
Yes, I do play a little bit of guitar. Yeah, been playing for over 25 years.
So we could call you a musician as well.
That's totally fair. Yes, I will take
Which
it.
is the good tie-in for East Coast Hour. Sean, thank you so much. We'll do what we can to help promote you, and hopefully people can get out and like and share and follow and tag whoever they need to tag to kind of raise that awareness and hopefully get you on Survivor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all of that.
And as we were chatting before going to the interview, I asked you who some of your favorite East Coast bands were, and you identified one for me. So we're going to play them right now. Here's the Town Heroes and Hockey Fights on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
We got all buzzed on Fireball and stumbled to the game. The Moose were playing French tune, I couldn't pronounce her name. Sun was setting early that October time of year. Leaves are falling to the ground for the hurricanes to clear. Through the gate, slice of pizza, $12 a drink. Living in the moment's more expensive than you think. Find our seats, a couple stories as we're squeezing by. I drop the puck, I grab your hand and look into your eyes. There were goals and a little blood, but it couldn't get you off my mind. When they scored and the people buzzed, I was Bobby Orr in overtime. Hockey fights and falling in love with you. Hockey fights and falling in love with you. other kids out there better not act like a fool. Arena was electric and I felt the same myself. Kinda like I inherited the richest country's wealth. There were goals and a little blood, but it couldn't get you off my mind. When they scored and the people buzzed, I was Bobby Orr in overtime. Hockey fights and falling in love with you. Hockey fights and falling in love with you. I see the way that this is going. I feel like it is only growing. Hockey fights and falling in love with you. 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 Hockey fights and falling in love with you.
Hi, this is Serena Wu, and I just wanted to say it's amazing that Chuck Boudreau invited me to this, because as a young artist from Nova Scotia, it's kind of hard sometimes to get your music heard, so the fact that to be on this channel is really cool. And this is an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Tu me fais tant de promesses, j'ai commencé à te croire. Mais t'es tellement imprévisible, tu me fais perdre espoir. Et encore une fois, je suis folle de toi. Sais-tu ce que ça me fait à moi? T'es une étrangère qui fait semblant. Tu me racontes tellement de mensonges, tu me dis que je te manque, mais tu m'as laissé si longtemps sans nouvelles de toi. Et encore une fois, je suis folle de toi. Sais-tu ce que ça me fait à moi? T'es une étrangère qui fait semblant. J'ai perdu tant de sommeil en attendant tes appels. Tu dis que ça gâche ton horaire, mais moi j'en ai rien à faire. Et encore une fois, je suis folle de toi. Sais-tu ce que ça me fait à moi? T'es une étrangère qui fait semblant. Et que t'es toujours dans mes pensées. Il faut que je te largue, tout comme une étrangère. Qu'est-ce que j'en sais? Qui es-tu vraiment? Qu'est-ce que j'en sais? Qui es-tu vraiment? Et encore une fois, je suis folle de toi. Sais-tu ce que ça me fait à moi? T'es une étrangère qui fait semblant. Et encore une fois, je suis folle de toi. Sais-tu ce que ça me fait à moi? T'es une étrangère qui fait semblant. T'es une étrangère qui fait semblant.
That was Serena Wu with Étranger here on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Now, Serena has released another single. It came out on February 18th. It's called Détruit, or Hate You Now, found on her website. You can go there at www.serenawoo.ca. You can get all the information on Serena. Now, the Cabin Fever concert series is coming up again on March the 1st. There's been a couple of great performances and great entertainers that have been there. And by all accounts, everything I've heard, it's been a success. It's been absolutely amazing. The people who have gone have really enjoyed their evenings. Now, the next evening that's coming up again, as I said, March 1st, it's going to feature artists like Campbell and Johnston, also Steve McDougall, and of course, the host, Steve McIntyre. You can enter to win tickets by going to my personal or East Coast Hour Facebook pages and search out the entry form that you see there for Cabin Fever, and you could potentially win yourself 2 tickets to the next episode. And I'll announce that next winner on next week's episode. Now, we have a brand new video that was just released by one of our East Coast Hour favorites. It was released 2 weeks ago, and we're going to check in now on an East Coast Hour showcase. On this week's East Coast Hour, we're celebrating another great East Coast artist who is no stranger to the show. We've talked to her before, but she's got a brand new music video out, and it's time to do a check-in with Jolene Harnish. Jolene, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Chuck, how's it going?
It is not bad at all. I'm so happy to see that you have a brand new video out. How is that feeling right now?
Awesome. A little bit overwhelming. It's been quite a busy day because it just released today. And I'm getting a lot of really great feedback on it. And people in the town of Canso and Little Dover, they're super, I think it feels to me like they're really proud of it.
Yeah, because you're a Canso girl, and you went and shot the video right back in Canso.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. And so to be honest about this, it wasn't planned.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was actually going to hire a crew to come down or up to go to Canso to shoot the video for it. And I ended up going home on a weekend and hanging out with my friend Kelly. And I just wanted to shoot some content so that I could have something for socials to start promoting the song. And I thought, well, yeah, I want to go home in my hometown and do that because that's what inspired the song. So we went out one day on a whim, and I really didn't prepare for it. And we just started having fun and just, she had great ideas, and we were going around to certain areas that matched up with the content of the song, like where the family business was and the school where it used to be and the village I grew up in. And we just started shooting all that on my phone.
Wow.
Right?
Great quality.
Isn't that incredible? Like I have like one of the newest iPhones. So, I mean, when I got home and looked at all the footage, I was like, oh my gosh, like that could actually make a really good video. I didn't know how to do that. So I had to learn.
Right.
So I learned. I went in and started editing. And then I had all this great footage that I had gotten in Nashville when I recorded the song. I was there for a week. And mom was with me and my man was with me, and we just took a bunch of footage and just footage from shows. So it's really cool the way it worked out. Like it's perfect. Like it's natural. It's who I am. It's really who I am. And it actually follows like the dream of me and the evolution of the song. Like it's just perfect.
Now, the sweater coat that you're wearing in the video, where did you get that?
So yeah, so I have a little obsession with it's called Go-Go sweaters. And I think it's a mom and daughter business out of maybe Calgary. And they hand knit these wool sweaters. And they're known all over the world. Like they're really special and they're one of a kind. So that's the second one I have. And yeah, I actually tagged them in the video, and they started following along. So it's really cool.
Nice, nice.
maybe
Now,
the other shoe.
One Road Town. I mean, does that kind of give a true description of Canso?
Does it ever? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's literally one road in and out of the town.
Nice,
And the
nice.
same with the village of Dover too. It's one road in and out, right?
So you and Kelly basically pulled this off for the most part with some extra footage from your mom and your man, and
Yeah. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
yeah, crazy.
So so feedback has been positive so far? I mean, it's a simple release at the moment, but
Yeah, it's been really positive. Like people are getting emotional watching the video. Like I think the journey and the story kind of hits home and they're really connecting with it. So, yeah.
so what else are you up to? Any upcoming performances? Anything else you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, so doing a lot of writing, a lot of writing. Love it. It's been a lot of fun. Actually, we're going to Mexico the first week of March to do shows. We have this trip organization called Musica Under the Palms. So it's one of those kind of kitchen party things that happen. And it's a really nice little resort, so we're doing that. And then when I get back, I go to Nashville for a week and I'm involved in some writing retreats and some writing sessions and some other stuff going on there, hopefully to recording my next single.
Mm.
So yeah, then there are some things coming up in the summer that I can't really say yet that aren't 100% confirmed. So once I get the confirmation, I'll be talking about it. But
Mhm.
yeah, so it's that just we do a lot of private corporate gigs, bookings, things like that, and in the band Rugged Lace. And yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the ride.
So, Jolene, I mean, just by all accounts, everything seems to be going well for you, does it?
Yeah, it is. It really is. I feel like, everything I've put in over the last, oh my gosh, well, when was it we did staycation?
Wow. Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Right. Yeah, so like since I guess like 5 years ago,
So,
4 years ago, 5 years ago. I mean, when I really dove into the to my music, yeah, it's starting to pay off. Like I'm really starting to find my footing. I'm really starting to, figure out what I want to say, who I want to be as an artist, what my sound is. Um, so yeah, it's been really cool.
that's great. Perfect. So glad to hear it. And again, so happy to see this brand new video. And I think for anybody who's even visited Canso for Standfest, they're probably going to be able to recognize a number of places and venues that are there. So thank you very much for doing that and for sharing it and allowing us to share it on East Coast Hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the support.
It's time for you to introduce your own video.
Oh, okay. Well, this is Jolene Harnish. I'm Jolene Harnish, and this is my new song, One Road Town, with the video for One Road Town, shot in Canso, Nova Scotia, in Little Dover, Nova Scotia.
One long road through the middle of there. You blink once and you'll miss it. It's like nobody ever moved nowhere. You work the ground till they bury you in it, where they plan to give you a family business, but that just wasn't me. Nothing wrong with growing up and growing old in the same little county. I always felt just a little bit different. Couldn't live within them boundaries. Now it's all concrete and busy streets. Got lost finding my way. See that girl with the long blonde curls, daydreaming in her room. Most likely not to settle down and never do what she should do. The one who everybody said would live too fast and run those reds. The best thing I never did was turn around in that one road town. They tore down the old high school and everything that haunted me in it, but I was building myself up. I never had the chance to walk those halls just one last time in my rhinestone boots, my head held high, 'cause I'm proud of who I am and where I'm from. See that girl with the long blonde curls, daydreaming in her room. Most likely not to settle down and never do what she should do. The one who everybody said would live too fast and run those reds. The best thing I never did was turn around
Hey everybody, this is Jolene Harnish having a chit chat here with Chuck on the East Coast Hour. Chuck, thanks so much for this platform. We really appreciate the support that you give us East Coast artists. Wish you all the luck with this.
A beautiful land, land of the free, with a red maple leaf held high as can be. Beauty and native with so much to see. Great lakes and mountains and fine salty seas. Our soldiers of war who fought for our land, for our peace and freedom, for this we will stand. They left their homes and their families to make sacrifices for you and for me. Canada strong is what we are, true, brave, strong and free. Stay kind to your neighbors and help when you can. Fight for our country and our fellow men. Join hands together and let's make a stand and get back our freedoms of our native land. Let's stand together, take pride in our land, wipe away our differences created by man. Unity and love brings victory. We have but one flag, so let's make history. Canada strong is what we are, true, brave, strong and free. Stay kind to your neighbors and help when you can. Fight for our country and our fellow men. Join hands together and let's make a stand and get back our freedoms of our native land. We have but one flag, so let's make history.
That was Sandy Lambert with Canada Strong on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Woodrow. Sandy is a singer, songwriter, and musician from Glovertown in Newfoundland. She's the baby of 11 children, and she started singing as soon as she could speak. And since 2014, Sandy and her family now live back in Newfoundland, and we hope to have her on our show a lot more. Well, it's time now in our episode to check out some of the upcoming events that are going on around the Atlantic provinces, around our East Coast. And we're going to name a few of them in just a few moments, but I have somebody with me right now to talk about one very special event that's going on. Victoria House is here with me to talk about A Little Affair. Victoria, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So Victoria had some contact, helping, what can we do to help promote this event? And I thought, well, what a better way than to have you on the show, and let's talk about it. So, A Little Affair, and what is that? It's coming up on March 7th. What is this all about?
So the idea behind the show was to showcase East Coast artists and celebrate International Women's Day. And we're doing that by kind of honoring the music and the efforts and the artists behind the touring music festival from the late 90s, Lilith Fair. So the show will feature different artists performing songs from that era, from that time, and from that festival. So we have a lot of really fantastic artists as guests. We have Adina Fraser, Christine Campbell, Isabella Sampson, Joss Rayom, Nicole Ariana, Roxy Mercier, Tara Spencer, and Yvette Lorraine.
Yeah, I looked through the list of some of them there, and I recognize some of them as being absolutely fabulous musicians. Now, the ones that I don't know, I'm guessing they're probably equally as fabulous.
Definitely.
But it looks like you have a great lineup there. So that is coming up from what I see on March the 7th, and it's happening at the Sanctuary Art Center in Dartmouth.
Hmm. Yeah,
Talk to us about the facility.
it's a newer venue. We've been to a couple shows there now, and it's a beautiful converted church. The sound is incredible. It's got a great big beautiful stage, and yeah, it's a great venue in downtown Dartmouth.
Now, is this the first time you're putting this on?
Yeah, this is our first show. I had this idea a couple years ago and finally decided to pull the trigger and do it as a fundraiser for the songwriting camps that my husband Chris Kirby and I run every year. So we have a new non-for-profit, and so
Yeah.
that's the kind of the point of the show as well is to raise money for those efforts.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to mention it right off the top, but I mean there is a musical connection
Yes.
here, and we've featured Chris on our show a couple of times. But Chris Kirby is your partner, your spouse, and how involved is he in this process?
He's going to be our band leader. So the band is Chris on a number of instruments, Nick Gauthier, Claire McDonald on drums, Siobhan Martin on keys, Mike Farrington on bass. And so we've got a great band as well.
Nice, nice. And so it starts at 7:30 p.m. Doors open at 6:30 from what I see. How can people go about getting their tickets?
They can get tickets. You can just go to the sanctuaryartscenter.com and there's a link there in their events calendar that'll bring you to the ticket sales. And for the show, we're also collecting donations for Adsum House, which is they support women and children, housing and other kind of efforts, or I guess other needs
Mhm.
around housing, and we'll be accepting cash and um, gift cards of any denomination and small household items to get people in new houses kind of set up. So kitchen utensils, dishcloths, towels, diapers, wipes, formula, personal care items, cleaning items, and small pantry items like condiments, spices, canned goods, pastas, dry goods. So yeah.
Nice. Good. We're going to post up a copy of the poster for it. But if somebody wanted to find out more information, where would they look?
Right now we just have a Facebook and Instagram account, so that's Funk Island Lab, and that's the music non-for-profit that we're kind of getting off the ground. And so proceeds from the event will go to that, but we'll be collecting donations for Adsum House. So you can find us kind of on social media right now or the link on the sanctuaryartscenter.com.
Nice. So if everything goes well, are you kind of anticipating this becomes an annual event?
I would love for it to be. Yeah, it would be great to do this every year. There's already a long list of other artists that I'd like to ask next year and, other songs that we'd like to work on and work up for another show.
Nice. So what's the momentum been like since you've announced the event?
Pretty good. Surprising. I guess I didn't know what to expect necessarily since it was a new event and the first thing that I've produced. So, lots of support with all our musical friends there. So
Mhm.
that's great. But yeah, it's picking up quick, especially with all the support we've been having from, local podcasts and radio hosts and other online avenues that have been supporting us. So that's been fantastic.
Oh, that's great. And good luck on this. Again, it's happening March the 7th in Dartmouth. And if I'll put up the poster here again so people can kind of see where and when it's taking place. And as well, the website is there for people being able to get their tickets. We are going to continue on with one of your husband's songs. Uh,
Okay.
Thank you so much, Victoria, for taking part and for kicking off our upcoming events segment here on the show.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to continue on right now with a few other events before we get around to Chris Kirby. So that was Victoria House here on East Coast Hour. Let's check out a few more upcoming events. Signal Hill is going to be at Piper's Pub in Antigonish on March the 7th for a 10 p.m. show. Something you might want to. I love Signal Hill, and I would love to be able to get there to see them. There's a songwriter serenade that's happening of live music, deep lyrics, and raw emotions. taking place on Highway 7, Antigonish County. Performing there, Andre Petipa, as well Eddie Cummings and Leah and Kyle Sampson. That is taking place on March 22nd at 7 p.m. There's a country music weekend that's happening at the Clayton Park Bar and Grill on March 28th and 29th. Kevin Dakin, Lisa Richard, Mike Lloyd, and The Right Good, as well as Kevin Davison, they're all going to be performing. Now, as we said, time to play a video that no stranger to East Coast Hour, but has a connection to our just most recent guest. Here is Chris Kirby and Victoria on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Of a dancer, spirit of a saint on fire. When you move, I swear, I can hear maracas. Victoria, you know they all adore you. Nobody can control ya. I took courage from the bottom and I pushed myself your way. When I move, I swear, you're getting further away. Victoria, adore ya. Oh, 'cause they all know the same thing I know. No God, no law, nobody can control ya. I know nothing's gonna hold you down. When we move, I swear, the envy of this town. Yeah, 'cause they all know the same thing I know. Ooh, they all know the same thing I know. I said they all know that same thing that I know, Victoria. Know they all adore ya. Yes, they do. And Victoria, you know that I adore ya. Yes, I do. Victoria.
That was Chris Kirby and Victoria on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here with us. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Comment and especially vote for your viewer's pick of the week and enter to win 2 tickets to Cabin Fever, which is taking place on March 1st at the Strait Area Yacht Club in Port Hawkesbury. Campbell and Johnston, Steve McDougall, and Steve McIntyre are all performing. Should be a great evening, and you could win yourself 2 tickets. Have yourself a great week. Be good and kind and nice, and do something extra special for someone throughout the week. Here is a brand new video to East Coast Hour. It's Jacob Hall featuring Michelle Calder. with Everlasting Glow on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
No one ever knows truly what they're looking for. Some kiss a million frogs before they find their prince. Some take a page out their best friend's book. Some turn to Tinder. You'll know it deep inside when you found a winner. Yeah. Is it the touch of their lips? Is it the chills on your skin? Is it the warm embrace, the smile on their face? Is it what you see when you're dreaming? Your heart and soul will let you know when the time is right, when the stars align. Doesn't take Cupid's bow for you to know when there's an everlasting glow.
Sometimes I close my eyes and daydream
of what my life could be
if you're the one for me. I'm not one for jumping in both feet first, but you make me feel things every time we meet.
Is it the touch of their lips? Is it the chills on your skin? Is it the warm embrace, the smile on their face? Is it what you see when you're dreaming? Your heart and soul will let you know when the time is right, when the stars align. Doesn't take Cupid's bow for you to know when there's an everlasting glow. In your eyes, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, there's an everlasting glow. It'll show when you hate to be on your own and you're longing for that glow. In your eyes, in your mind.